nothing to do about anything, but I just feel like I had to mention it. This video of DeAndre Jordan, one of my two favorite players in the league, wiping his boogers on JJ Redick during a post-game interview. Not cool, my man. Not cool at all.
Not cool at all.
Uncool, my man. Like, I mean, and when you see him dig they have a still of him digging the booger. Like, this is not when, you know how you get the crust around, like the nostril? No. He had to go find this booger. He had to mine this booger out of his nose, like deep in the depth of his nose. Yeah, definitely, with a pick and everything, with the hat and the light on the front of the hat, all that, the whole uniform, to get this booger out, to wipe on JJ Redick. These are the type of games you can play with your white friends. Let's just keep it real. Like the stuff that white people do to each other when they get drunk and passed out, they draw on each other and stuff, and they take pictures of
each other.
They put your ass, stuff like that. You put your ass by your face and take a picture, a selfie or something. Those are the kind of games you play with your white folks, with your white friends. I don't play those games with my white friends because I don't want to give anybody the impression that they can play those games with me. Because eventually, that's how it ends up being. They get feeling real comfortable. Like, yeah, you remember that time, Mike, you did so-and-so to me? Yeah, watch me put my ass on your cheek. Okay, somebody's going to jail, and somebody's dying. I'm not dying, so guess where I'm going? All right. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I saw that today, and I was like, I can't not bring it up.
That's nasty, man. I mean, boy, you do that around here, boy, around our neck of the woods, it's like, oh, my God.
Yeah, you just can't just wipe no booger on somebody.
That's the biggest fight ever.
Yeah, dude. Like, what are we talking about here? You just wiped a booger on me. Like, a booger.
Oh, yeah, a booger. Right.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, no,
and
sir.
DeAndre's my dude. Sir. Hey, that's my dude, but that uncool, my man. Uncool. All right. Guess we can move on to the how much time we got? We got about 28 minutes left, and I'm gonna definitely try to get to this story, this Ohio State story. It's ridiculous as hell, and some of y'all are probably gonna be mad because I'm laughing at it, but I don't care because it's awesome. The last two playing games are tonight for the NCAA tournament, and here's a part of the show where me and Rob go ahead and unveil our brackets here. I'm a part of the what is this called? The ESPN Tournament Challenge, where you can register for 50 G's or an Acura. So I did that. I'm gonna do it again tomorrow too because there's prizes involved in this. Oh, before I do that, see, almost got off track because there's talking points to this actually. Before we go into that whole thing, and let me tell y'all what's going on money wise with this thing. Per the American Gaming Association,
I read this. Go ahead.
The cost in lost wages paid to distracted and unproductive workers could hit $1.9 billion, up from 1.2 last year. Global replacement from Challenger, Gray, and Christmas estimated. That figure may be on the conservative side, said John Challenger. God, you rubes. Y'all out there watching, streaming, UIC versus Louisville or whoever. More brackets will be filled out than the number of ballots cast for U.S. President Barack Obama in 2012. Some of y'all feel ashamed. I, in fact, don't. I don't care. CBS and Turner paid the NCAA $10.8 billion for the tournament telecast rights from 2011 through 2024. And this might be seen as a bargain, ladies and gentlemen. $10.8 billion is a bargain. Last year's advertising revenue for the event was estimated at $1.13 billion, up from, that's not up. Oh, up 1.5%, from 2013. And major colleges divided, this is the part I love. So while y'all out here talking about, there's no way you can pay these kids no money, then they won't be amateurs anymore. Yeah, check this out. The major colleges divided $194 million from the NCAA. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, screw you. Las Vegas casinos are going to make $100 million in profits off of March Madness wages. So there's that. So if you're an owner of a business, just know you're losing money this month because of all these black kids being exploited and the one white kid at Wisconsin. Nah. What's his name? What's that kid's name? Oh God.
Which one? Which one did you say?
The kid at Wisconsin. Golly, and all day long I've been trying to make sure I remember it too.
I don't know, man. But the only white boy I tried to make sure I remember his name for today was this dude Halls that plays for BYU. They lost last night to Ole Miss.
You start talking about white boys that play for BYU, you got to be much more specific.
No, his name is Halls. He's the leading active. He's the active leading scorer in the NCAA right now.
Oh, the new Jimmer.
Boy, hey, that dude, right? And that's what I thought about him and this other guy. Boy, they were like the Splash Brothers out there. Like they were killing it, but Ole Miss just had too many. They had too many sea biscuits out there.
Sea biscuits.
They had way too many sea biscuits on the court, bro.
Taken totally out of context, but okay.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Let's see here. I'm looking at my bracket right now, and
okay.
I don't know if I'm looking at this correctly. Oh yeah, I am. All right, so here it is. The matchups that I'm looking forward to seeing are in the what region is this? Yeah, everyone knows that we don't know what the hell is going on because the East region. Yeah, this Louisville thing. My man Montrez with an L. He'll be taking on what's this big kid's name at UCI? Let me make sure I go back and look at the big African.
The guy, the
Mamadou
7'6", 300 pounder. Yeah.
Mamadou Njai. That's a first round matchup too. That's the 4-13 match. I have Louisville actually advancing all the way to the Sweet 16 where they'll take on Virginia and lose to Virginia. Did I? Yeah, Virginia being in the Final Four. I have in the Midwest bracket. I have Kentucky moving all the way to the Sweet 16 where they'll take on Notre Dame. Notre Dame had a pretty nice ACC tournament, so I think it's one of those kind of UConn things where they kind of continue the momentum all the way into the Sweet 16. My upset in this thing is going to be in the first round here, 11-6 Butler in Texas. I think Butler loses to Texas in the first round, having them take on Notre Dame. Wichita State, I have them actually upsetting Kansas here in the round of 32 to take on Notre Dame in the Sweet 16, and Notre Dame advancing to take on Kentucky in the Sweet 16. And obviously, my winner is Kentucky, so Kentucky will advance. Down here in the West region, got Wisconsin. What's this kid's name, too, man? It's going to bother me if I can't remember this kid's name. Anyway, I'll look it up when you do your bracket. But I have Wisconsin advancing all the way to the Sweet 16 where they'll take on number 2 Arizona. So I basically have it, what they call it, chalk up until the Sweet 16. I have Baylor beating, obviously, Georgia State and then taking on Xavier after Xavier beats that Ole Miss team Rob was just talking about. I got Roy Williams and the boys going down to Arkansas. Arkansas moving on, taking on Wisconsin. Like I said, Wisconsin moving on to the Sweet 16 where they'll take on where am I at here? Screw it. In the South region, I have Duke advancing, the number 1 seed Duke advancing all the way to the Sweet 16. No major upsets here. I think they take on Georgetown beats Utah, but that's not a real upset because Georgetown does have the 4 seed and Utah has the 5. I have an upset in the lower half, though. I have Iowa actually beating – I have Gonzaga beating Iowa, but then I have Iowa State in their up-tempo game beating Gonzaga and taking on Duke in the Sweet 16.
Really?
Yes. And then I have my Final Four set, UVA, Iowa State, Arizona, UK. Then I have UK taking on Iowa State and UK winning the national championship, going a perfect 40-0. Boom. Goes the dynamite.
Well, there it is. Now, it's funny that you mentioned when you talked about that 11-6 matchup because that's the one matchup that I have penciled in Texas knocking out Butler in the Midwest. But of course, with Kentucky being in the Midwest, like I said yesterday, the only storyline I'm even looking for in this NCAA tournament is to see if Kentucky can claim this perfect season. And I know there'll be some, because my TV will be locked and loaded, so, but I know there will be some upsets and some things that happen. But like I said, I'm not even going to drag this thing out, man. Like I said, I think Kentucky. I think Kentucky makes it out of the Midwest. As you mentioned, Notre Dame riding the momentum from the ACC tournament. That very well could happen. I watched those last 2 games of the ACC tournament, and I was very surprised by the play of Notre Dame because I don't watch Notre Dame play basketball. But I was really surprised with them and quite pleased with the way they put away that ACC championship. Also, in the West. Now out west, I like North Carolina, even though they didn't win the conference tournament. I really like North Carolina, but I have Arizona coming out of the West. Don't have any real upsets. I would like to see Georgia State knock off Baylor. Don't think it's going to happen, but but local reasons, it will be great. Then looking in the East. Now, there are a couple teams in this East region that really impressed me. You got Villanova, who is the number 1 seed, but I don't think they're going to make it out of the East. You have Villanova, then you have LSU, and then I think you mentioned Louisville, but then you have Michigan State, who, year in and year out, when they're in this thing, they're always competitive. Their coach does a great job of getting them ready for tournament action every year. Then you got Virginia. I think inevitably the winner of Virginia knocks out Belmont, which I'm expecting, and Michigan State takes care of Georgia. I think that the winner inevitably comes from that game, and I'm going to roll with Virginia, coming out of the East, representing on their way to the Final Four, and then in the South region, looking at all these teams, and the reason when you said you had Iowa losing that's what you said. You have Iowa losing to Gonzaga, right?
Right.
And then Iowa State defeating Gonzaga.
Right.
Yeah. See, I have Iowa taking care of Davidson, and then taking care of Gonzaga. So the matchup that I have in the South right now is SMU and Iowa State, and then Iowa and Gonzaga. Iowa is knocking off Gonzaga, and SMU knocking off Iowa State. So I have Iowa coming out of the South.
You got too many
upsets.
Going
to the Final Four.
You got too many upsets.
Now, who's your
Final 2 and who's your winner?
Then I'm going with, it doesn't even matter who my Final 2 is, Mike. Because inevitably, I think Kentucky's going to win.
Okay, but for the sake of the segment, who's your Final 2?
I'll go with the Iowa team. I'll go Iowa.
All right, sweet. The kid's name is.
Yeah, I'm saying, and the reason I'm doing this, I think they really have a legitimate shot, but in the tournament, there's always, and Mike, there's always that one team, and like I said, I think it's gonna be Iowa. I could have, went Virginia. I could have went Virginia, but usually I've been status quo when it comes to these brackets. So, I'm gonna be wild and crazy, and I'm only doing one bracket. That's all I'm doing this year. One bracket. The one I just gave out, or with my winners. That's it. That's the only bracket I'm doing this year.
Not me.
So I'm gonna ride it down with one bracket.
I think I'll do another one tonight or something like that, maybe. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what's called a trash segment. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. The kid's name is Frank Kaminsky. He's this tournament's white guy. He's this year's Cody Zeller or Doug McDermott, Jimmer Fredette. He's the work hard guy who started his career averaging 1.5 points a game, and now he's among the top in the country. All right, cool. Holler at your boy, 5th-year senior, while there's a young 18-year-old boy down there handling business in Raleigh-Durham.
Right.
Great. Have fun at the next level. He'll have like a 10-year career, journeyman, Psycho T type deal. Good for him. Where we at? Oh! Well, we got like 15 minutes. Great. Because you're going to love this. Because, this happened to me again. Get off the air. In the recording, I have to go